know that, the year of 2017 was difficult for you guys, but it seems like now you guys are where you're supposed to be. I mean, it seems like you guys are just so happy. Andrew, you're experiencing so much success in LA with the Rams. Will you just reflect on that year and now what you're experiencing in LA?
Yeah, obviously it was a wild year. I mean, moving, the kids out of school and into California schools, and then selling our home and moving here and trying to find somewhere to live and try to, obviously, kind of immerse yourself in a whole new organization and team and not really knowing as much about them and how they do things. So that was a wild year. I mean, I can imagine what Matthew Stafford's going through this year just because we did it. And that's an insane 365 days. That's for sure. Just that first year anywhere when you make a change like that. And so it came with any other thing that you'd expect. There's ups and downs and things you miss and things you're excited about. And, really to go through them, I think it helped us and it built us into a stronger family and stronger people. And we learned a lot about ourselves at that moment. And so now where we are, like, I think anybody says, we feel like we're exactly where we're supposed to be. And we couldn't be more excited and more happy about really our life and where we live and where our children are currently in life and how they're feeling. I think we're really grateful for how things have worked out.
And the city of Cincinnati just loves you guys so much. I think they've continued to root for you, even though you left the city. But will you just reflect on your time in Cincinnati when you were here?
Yeah, I think it was really special. I mean, I think for the both of us, there was little things that definitely would be one of the biggest when we left and came to such a big place as in LA, not really knowing people and not have as much of that small town feel. In Cincinnati, we almost knew every single person that worked at a restaurant when we went there. It's not like we just had one contact. We knew everybody that worked in the front, the back, the bar, waited tables, you name it.
Especially the bar.
Yeah, well, let's just face the bar. She knew all the bartenders in Cincinnati.
She's a smart woman.
Well,
but I mean, we knew everybody, and we had some form or fashion of a relationship with everybody, and I think we just enjoyed how intimate and small that was, and that was one of the things we missed the most, is just how simple it was to go to dinner and know everybody in there and kind of have an idea of who they are and what their journey was and those little things. And that was the biggest adjustment, is just missing some of those folks and missing really the town. I mean, we always just loved being there and living there and the people we lived with there. That was something that really was hard for us to get used to, moving to such a big place at first.
And I think just to reflect on or add to that a little bit, where we ended up in Los Angeles is actually a small town, and it feels very homey. And it did immediately. It felt like, oh wait, we're not in LA proper. And we can go there if we want. We can, go to great restaurants and we can have a good time, but we're not, that's not where we live. And that's not where we're raising our children. And so we have such a great group of friends here who we all live within like 5 miles of each other. And it's like, hey, I got your kids today. You got my kids tomorrow. And it's been interesting because our friends here are outside of football. Our friends in Cincinnati, for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, our friends in Cincinnati had something to do with football. Most of our best friends in California don't have anything to do with football. And so that's been like a really unique and a really kind of fun part of being here.
Well, speaking of one of your friends who is in football, your former coach, Marvin Lewis, I had a great conversation with him a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned how he got to spend some time with you in LA. And he mentioned how cool it was. And I was not surprised by this, but he was like, you know what? It was pretty cool because Whitworth and Melissa, they had Joe Burrow over to their house and he was rehabbing. And I said, I am not surprised by that one bit. How was that, Melissa? Did you whip up some tacos? Did you cook? What did you do?
Actually, I don't even think I cooked that day because Dr. Elitrosh came over and for some reason I'd hired someone to cook. I can't remember why, which is very unusual because I love to cook.
I know.
But it's funny because Dr. Elitrosh, who did Joe's surgery and has done surgeries on Andrew, who we just adore. He still tells people that is the best meal he ever had in his life. Like he still tells people that, and I didn't have a thing to do with it. But Joe and his girlfriend Olivia came over, and we just sort of fell in love with them. Like they are really good people. They're young. He is locked in at all times. I mean, he was probably like 7 days post-surgery when he was here. It was like really, really early after his surgery. And I got to spend a lot of time with her and what she was dealing with, what she's going through, how to navigate that. And we love both of them. We pull for both of them every single Sunday, except for the Sunday that we play them.
Yes, of course.
That's how it works. Oh, and he signed a fathead in my kid's room. Like we have a Joe Burrow fathead.
Oh my gosh, that's so
boys'
cute.
room. And he went back there and signed it. And so like we're huge fans of theirs for sure.
Well, and now you guys are facing off in the Super Bowl. It's really cool that Andrew and Melissa, you both get to experience the fun and the competition of being in the Super Bowl twice in 5 years. Will you just reflect on the first time that you were able to compete in the Super Bowl? And back then, I know Zac Taylor was on staff.
Yeah, it was a really special year. I mean, first time you ever get a chance to do that and win your first championship in your conference and go to the Super Bowl, it's an insane experience. It's I can't imagine for all the people that it's your first time. I know exactly how I was. I mean, you feel like you don't have any time in the 2 weeks, even though it feels like 2 weeks is a long time. It feels like it's just flying by because so much is going on and so many people are pulling at you. But it was unbelievable. I'll never forget it. I mean, the energy, just how big everything is. I mean, it really you realize what the super part is of the Super Bowl, just how big and how much goes into every single day and every little thing you do. It's really easy to get mesmerized by it all. And so I can remember that experience and remember the game and all of that. It was unbelievable. It's something we'll always remember just from a family and from experience standpoint. It was a really cool accomplishment and even more unbelievable to have a chance to be in a second one.
Do you have any contact with Zac Taylor? Did you talk any smack to him yet?
We've talked, just kind of more appreciation stuff throughout the year and throughout the playoffs. Him and I'll text occasionally on Mondays and I'll shoot him a text or something and congratulate him or say something, notice something from the game, that I'll say, just, mess with him or something. But it's been great. I mean, during that Super Bowl year when he was interviewing and doing different things around the league, we got a chance to visit a lot about Cincinnati and it was really good to have those moments and to reflect on them sometimes. And I couldn't be more happy for him. And I knew when he took the job that he was going to do a great one and he was going to be great to represent the city of Cincinnati, and he hasn't disappointed. He's been tremendous and I love the guy he is and couldn't be more happy for him to be exactly where he's at.
I actually do text with his wife after every game. Yeah, every game. And that's been since they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And there were a rough couple of years that I would text her and she'd FaceTime me and be like, we just need to have a conversation. It was rough there for a while, but yeah, we're really excited for him. I mean, we want to beat him.
Well, yeah.
We're very excited.
We want that Super Bowl ring.
Right.
But have you guys, last question for you, because I know you guys are slammed with interviews, but have you guys imagined the moments leading up to that game and meeting the Bengals in the Super Bowl? I mean, all of the people that you'll come across that all of the faces that you'll see, the familiar faces, all the conversations that you might have. Have you thought about those moments at all?
Oh, I really have. I mean, like I said, I think for me, 16 years into this thing, all the things I've accomplished in my career, all the things really that involve football and don't, I couldn't have it be what is possibly my last game to ever play. I couldn't have ever dreamed for it to be cooler than to have, for whatever people want to say about, how good different guys are at different positions. The reality is Cincinnati had won many football games when I got there, and the Los Angeles Rams had won many football games when I got there. And for both of those teams to be sitting in the Super Bowl at the end of my career and the last game I'll probably play, I couldn't be more ecstatic. And honestly, I'm not stressed at all about the game because to me, like that's the part to go enjoy and to compete and give my best and see what happens. But the part of getting here and realizing what two teams are in it is something I'm so happy and just excited for both places. And I can't wait for the op to go compete and see what happens on the football field.
And I have to follow up on that because I am wondering how you're feeling about it being your last game, if it is.
Honestly, like I said, I think the culmination of everything that's gone into it and to be the two opponents it is, like I said, I mean, it's like writing a book. The book writes itself. So I'm excited. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things I couldn't, I've said to a couple people that have asked, it's like my heart and soul is in both places that are playing in this game, a little piece of it. And also people in both places I believe a lot in. There's a lot of people in both buildings that I have a lot of faith and believe in. And so to me, it's one of those things where all the elements surrounding the game are amazing. And I couldn't draw them up to be any better. And then it's just a matter of going and trying to play your best and playing your best game and realizing both teams are really good and it's going to take your best to win.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time. I know it's the most important week of your career and you're taking time to talk to everybody. You guys are amazing and awesome. And everyone here misses you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We miss you guys too.
Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thanks.
All righty. Bye-bye.